Hello, everybody. I promised to keep you all up to date with how the whole Infinity 1.5 update is going, so that is precisely what I'm gonna be doing. Fair warning to any that are subscribed to my channel, on Wednesday I'm gonna be throwing out an occult video. I'm saying this like at the start of the video because a lot of the people don't watch the end of the video, so they wouldn't really hear about it. It is something that my channel does from time to time, and this one is more about internet safety, if anything. So, just if that's not your thing, just please ignore it, but don't get scared or upset that the direction of the channel is somehow changing. It's not. It was always a bit of a mixed channel. But anyway, back to actually what we're going to be talking about today in this video, which is that Infold has finally broken the silence. And about 2 hours ago from when I'm recording, so maybe like 3 or 4 hours ago from when this is gonna be posted, they did make a full-on statement about how the whole situation is going. We're gonna read the full statement and then I'm gonna talk about it, and I'm gonna also show you the initial reactions from the community and how all of that is going. Spoilers, this is not the greatest statement in the world, but it is better than them being entirely silent. So let me just read the thing, or at the very least, the majority of the thing, because a lot of it is kind of repeated information over and over again, just kind of broken down into paragraphs. Like, this thing is being extended and this thing is being extended, so we don't actually need to read all of that. So the full statement is as follows. Dear Stylist, this is the Infinity Nikki dev team. First and foremost, we sincerely thank you for your unwavering support and love for Infinity Nikki. Since the launch of version 1.5, insufficient preparation during pre release testing led to unexpected life issues, resulting in an unstable game environment and unsatisfactory content. We fully acknowledge that this is our responsibility, and addressing these shortcomings remains a top priority for our team moving forward. Additionally, we encountered technical challenges during development that require more time to resolve thoroughly. Following rigorous assessment, we decided to extend version 1.5's end date to ensure greater stability and prevent similar issues from reoccurring. We're acutely aware that these recent issues have impacted your experience and damaged the trust and affection you placed in us. To all stylists, we offer our deepest apologies. Through this notice, we aim to clarify the delay arrangements, compensation plan, and key optimization priorities. Version 1.5 extension and adjusted event schedules. Due to version scheduling adjustments, version 1.5 bubble season will be extended until June 12th. Details are as follows. All of the details in here are just saying that everything that is currently ongoing is being extended up until June 12th. We don't actually need to read all of that, but effectively they were supposed to end this version at the end of May. They're extending it till June 12th, and they're gonna take that extra time in order to bug fix and address the issues, which is a sensible thing to do considering the state of the game right now. Weekly tasks Starlit Pursuit delay notice. After version 1.5 launched, we received extensive feedback on co op features and gameplay. Based on this, we are optimizing related systems, and the new weekly tasks Starlit Pursuit, originally scheduled for May 20th, will now debut in version 1.6. This delay allows us to refine task mechanics for a smoother experience. Additional details will be announced at a later date. Please stay tuned. So, Starlit Pursuit was something extra that was supposed to go into Sea of Stars, which is like a new daily zone. And I will have a video on that new daily zone in a couple weeks because I have it recorded, but I want to throw out one of my old videos previously that I have recorded outside of the occult video. And then I'm gonna upload the video talking about Infinity Nikki dailies because it is such a weird game. It has one of the best dailies in the industry inside gacha games because they're very relevant to gameplay and take no time to complete. And at the same time, with this new version of dailies, they have one of the worst dailies possible in the gacha industry, with dailies that are nothing more but busy work, are unfun by themselves, and accomplish absolutely nothing. So I will expand and talk more about what is inside the Sea of Stars daily zone, but it is clear that the feedback about the zone has been relayed to the development team and that they're aware that people aren't very happy with dailies, which makes me feel a bit better because that means that after I release that video, like a week will pass, and hopefully by introducing more content to that zone, they're gonna actually address the points that I'm gonna be talking about in the video that has been made but hasn't been released yet. Mainly because it means that the points that I'm going to be talking about got really echoed along the community that this is just not a good daily zone and that changes need to be made. So they are changing that, presumably, or at the very least adding more shit to do in it that is a lot more engaging and flows better than the shit that is currently in it, if that makes sense. So that is fine. In light of this change, 360 Starlit crystals will be given to all players as compensation. So, Starlit crystals, I believe, is the secondary currency that you get from Sea of Stars, which is used to do things like buy emotes at the moment. And emotes range from costing like 90 of this currency to like 180 of this currency. So it's like a wide range. I think some things are even like going for 240 or 260. So some emotes are a lot more expensive than others, but it's a secondary currency. The primary currency is there for you to effectively collect a new 5-star outfit and like a 4-star companion outfit. And you do dailies, you get these resources, and then you invest them. That's the whole point of that zone. Throughout the development journey since launch, we have faced a multitude of challenges and uncertainties. From optimizing performance across diverse devices with varying capabilities to tackling unexpected technical roadblocks. Many of these hurdles were unprecedented for our team. Rather than offering premature communication, we chose to tackle these problems methodically, responding to your expectations only once we had secure concrete solutions. But rest assured, we have heard your feedback loud and clear. The threads of reunion storyline's absence in this version was never intended as a removal from Infinity Nikki narrative. Its associated outfit remain on our development roadmap. Due to technical hurdles in version 1.5, we were unable to properly refine the introduction of Sea of Stars chapter and the narrative setup for Threads of Reunion, which regrettably led to this confusion. These elements are planned for future updates. Plans are underway to expand tiered cumulative top up rewards in upcoming versions. New gameplay systems will undergo rigorous design scrutiny to ensure seamless integration into open world experience and lore consistency. On top of that, adaptation, performance, and stability issues across various platforms, including PlayStation, have been identified and are being resolved systematically. So, this paragraph is something that a lot of people are very confused about because it is worded fairly vaguely. They are stating that the outfit seen in the original intro of the game, Threads of Reunion, will absolutely 100% come back and was never meant to be entirely cut. However, this is not the statement that the original intro will be back. It feels like they are saying that our new intro is not finished and therefore couldn't have been properly explained. And we are sorry, we're gonna be integrating that intro better. So in the future, you can expect an intro that's probably somewhere in between original intro and the new intro. A lot of people want the original intro back because it made a lot of sense. And the new intro doesn't make a lot of sense and doesn't flow and doesn't integrate into the game world well. This doesn't really address that complaint. but I am willing to wait and see what they do with it because, for all I know, they can get the second intro to work by modifying it to some unknown degree. We'll just have to wait and see. It just means that the outfit from the first intro is definitely coming back, and that they're acknowledging that they have fucked up by releasing unfinished content. This whole acknowledgement in itself is a bit weird because honestly, if you know that your content is not ready for release and it is replacing major storyline plot points, such as getting the people hooked to your world to begin with, because the new intro completely replaced the old intro, and then you like dumped into the game unceremoniously and have to pick up without knowing what actually happened because it's not even integrated properly. If you know that you can't integrate your new piece of content properly, the wise thing to do is to not release it. It's obvious that somebody from the management was pushing the integration of this storyline that was probably absolutely not meant for this patch. And what ended up happening was like a complete fuck up. And such complete fuck ups take time to clean up. So I'm gonna see what they do with it. This is just a statement like, knowing that they fucked up and saying that they will do something with it without kind of specifying what it is. So the only thing that we know about this part is that the original dress from the first intro is definitely coming back, but it doesn't really address player concerns, which is that they wanted the new intro because it's done fairly poorly and doesn't represent the game well and doesn't hook you, to be replaced back by the original intro. And the statement doesn't say that they're doing that. So the demand that the players had is kind of unmet. Whatever they do with their game, it's their game. I've been playing something else recently, so my anger kind of petered off because my own attention span kind of petered off and went somewhere else. I want to see what they can do with this, but honestly, I would say that the sensible solution to keeping everybody happy would be to put back the original intro in and to take this intro and remake it into a story chapter for late game because people did want story progression, but instead of what they had was a redone intro to the game with an intro that nobody complained about. So it's like a weird decision making all around. You can introduce co-op and you can introduce like a co-op location without really needing to like swap out the whole game's story start. Like there is other ways of doing it. So that would be my personal recommendation with just when it comes to this paragraph that they're talking about. There were like other things like just thrown into here and like one sentence intervals that are a bit weird. Like, plans are underway to expand tiered cumulative top up rewards in upcoming versions. Nobody really complained that there wasn't enough monetization on this game, and the complaint with the current top up event was that people bought pre bundles for the version that we're in right now. People refreshed their monthlies like a day or two before a new version came out, and these are all of the money that people were gonna spend on this version, and they spent it before this version. Therefore, when the version came out and out of nowhere there was this top-up event of, if you spend this amount of money now, then you get this outfit, these people felt betrayed because they didn't know that that was coming. Like, if you just warned people a week or two in advance, a lot of people would have held off from spending money and would have just spent money when the version came out. and gotten the rewards that they wanted out of the version. That was like the whole problem with it. But just to throw out a sentence of, don't worry, guys, more tiered top up events are coming, when nobody was like going, oh, gee, I would really like this game to monetize more. It's just like such a weird statement to make in your like apology letter. And we promise we're gonna test future systems thoroughly. I hope so. I mean, you fucked up. You know that you fucked up. Beta and alpha testing is a thing. That is precisely what should be doing. Yeah, that's reasonable. And should have been the plan all along. There are also unlisted adjustments under discussion. Some changes require extended development cycles, but we commit to implementing them through phased updates. We will share progress once plans solidify and milestones are reached. In the meantime, we humbly ask for your continued patience and trust. We fully recognize that our current communication efforts may not meet every stylist's expectations. To address this, we are launching a new initiative, Mirrorland Round Table, to openly address player concerns and collaboratively explore solutions. We sincerely invite all stylists to share your feedback and suggestions through the following dedicated channels. There's like an email address with include the keyword table advisor in your subject line and send to our support team. In game, navigate to PeerPal, customer service, select the table advisor option, and submit your detailed feedback. Please rest assured that while these channels are prioritized, we will continue monitoring feedback across all platforms. All collected input, past and present, will be compiled, with key issues receiving direct responses. Now, this could be a well-meaning initiative of, we have set up a channel just for your suggestions about everything that is wrong, or this could be a PR tactic to go, we are doing something about your complaints, we're simply collecting them again. From what seen, people aren't super happy with this initiative because a lot of people invested like an hour or two in filling their survey out in a lot of detail, because they did send out a survey about how you feel about 1.5, and there were like places where you can like leave your suggestions. People have left paragraphs upon paragraphs upon paragraphs of suggestions. So the company already knows what's wrong. They have that information, but now they're seemingly saying, please give us those paragraphs upon paragraphs again, but in an email form, as then we will actually be able to discuss and address your complaints. People are feeling like they have to fill never ending forms effectively to get their communication through. So, this could be that. This could be bureaucracy for bureaucracy's sake, where this whole initiative is just like a shallow PR thing of like, look at us, we're actually doing something, we are collecting your complaints. Or this could be like a long standing, well meaning thing that's not just applicable to this update, but right, let's sit down and talk about the key issues that the players are having. And we're gonna be like running a live stream every so many weeks, and we're gonna be like addressing these key concerns and complaints. So, on one hand, it could be well meaning, on the other hand, it could be not well meaning. We don't know, it kind of remains to be seen with how things progress. Your candid feedback, both critical and encouraging, has prompted deep reflection. Drafting this message stirs mixed emotions: guilt over delayed promises, yet gratitude for your unwavering support. A compensation for version 1.5's shortcomings and schedule changings, all stylists will receive diamond times 120 and energy crystal times 1 every day from June 5th to June 12th, totaling 960 diamonds and 8 energy crystals. Now, it's worth mentioning that this totals to 8 poles. If you want the singular 5-piece outfit item, you need 20 poles. Mm. Due to time zone differences, diamond distribution times across servers may vary by up to 1 day. Thank you for standing with us. Together we'll make Infinity Nikki shine brighter than ever. Infinity Nikki development team. I don't personally really super care about the whole compensation, but the people that do, including the Chinese players, have mentioned that this is a very piss poor compensation considering how poorly 1.5 has gone down. They could be sending like 10 pulls to people a day at this point for those 8 days, totaling 80 pulls. That still wouldn't even be like a full 5-star outfit, but instead they decided to do compensation totaling 8 pulls. And to get this compensation, you also have to be logging in through this period daily, which raised suspicions by some people that this is in order to pump up the metrics of the game. This is like a way to get players to be like, no, 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 don't uninstall. Whatever you do, do not uninstall. We need to prove to our shareholders that the game is still successful and is pulling in numbers. So please continue logging in. Something to mention is that tomorrow has been declared a Infinity Nikki blackout day, which was a part of the whole protest, and it is still ongoing because this didn't really address key issues. This was like, we fucked up, the version is very buggy, and we need more time, which all of those things are like fair enough. There is some suspicion that they released this statement because of the whole blackout day that's being planned, which is not only to like not spend money on this game, but to outright not be logging in into the game at all for that time period. Mostly because live service games, they track these metrics. They track how many people downloaded the game, they track how many people are logging in daily, they track what activity levels it's like. So even if your game isn't like a big earner, you could tell your executives that, look, this has a lot of earning potential because we have this many million players. The Sims 4, since going free to play, EA is always playing up the amount of numbers that they have playing the game, and they too sometimes do events where you need to log into this game every single day because that increases the player numbers and it looks better for executives. So when the community agrees to collectively not log in for a day, it tanks that number. This is like another way to put pressure on the company outside of also putting pressure on the company by, for example, not spending or not pulling the moment when new banners drop because they're also calculating how many people pulled on the new banners, but they tend to calculate like the first few days more heavily than like the rest of the weeks because majority of the population will be pulling in the first few days. So when you're boycotting, don't spend money, don't pull on banners. Now it's, for this day, don't log in and don't touch the game because it tanks their metrics. It makes them look bad for investors, it makes them look bad for executives, and it forces the company to take action. There has been some suspicion that the reason why the statement is releasing right now is for that reason. Another thing that people said is the reason why they're releasing the statement right now is because they couldn't not release it because they have released the advertisements for the new 4-star banners that are coming out in 2 days. So if they didn't address players at all, this would have gone down very, very poorly. But now it's going down very, very poorly because they released that apology and immediately on their social media networks, they were like, hey, look, the new banners. We're cool, right? It's okay. We're working on it. Please pull. Please consume our product. There's more product to consume now. So the timer kind of the timing kind of gets a bit of an insidious connotation just because after uploading that apology, they immediately went and released the advertisements for the new batters. Like, be distracted by this shiny. A more tactful way of approaching this, even if you need to like advertise your banners, would have been to release your apology like a couple of days before so that it can just like sit on your social media as like the primary thing that people see when they click into your profile. And then a couple of days later, you can release the trailers for the new banners that, well, they were already planned, they were already upcoming, so there's like no changes there. It's just it misses the beat to do one after the other immediately because your apology immediately like gets drawn out. Like people don't even see it because you have like the new banners right in front. And it also makes it feel kind of disingenuous, like you're only making an apology because you have to, because otherwise people wouldn't even like look at the new banners if you didn't. As far as the apology goes, the things that I am happy about is that they are communicating and that they were like, we're gonna address the bugs, and this is taking a long time. We fucked up. We're gonna be trying to unfuck up. Give us time. I think delaying the next version is very much needed. I think they didn't even delay it by long enough. They should probably consider delaying it into July because the bug fix list since 1.5 released, it's tons. It's like if you go to their Discord, it's pages upon pages upon pages. Like the game is screwed bug wise right now. So if anything, the delay is not long enough. They should have gone for a much, much longer delay with this and just like properly fix the game. Yes, this is what they should be focusing about. Yes, I appreciate that that is what they're focusing on. And yes, I appreciate that they're telling us that they're focusing on this. The thing that this statement does not address is 11-piece outfits, which puts max pity for the first evolution of outfit at 220 pulls, with the price of being one pull equivalent to $1, and the full outfit, like full evolutions, because you need to get the outfit twice for that. Max pity then gets set to 440 pulls, which is about $440. This was one of the key complaints from the Chinese players from the very, very beginning. And the idea is to get this set to 180 pity no matter how many pulls you have, which is like no matter how many pieces you have, which is the equivalent to a 9-piece outfit. Mostly because when the game came out, it started with 9-piece and 10-piece outfits, and that was always the norm. The outfit would either have like 9 pieces or 10 pieces, and 180 pull pity kind of coincides with all other gachas out there where like the max pity that you can hit is about that, with like Genshin being like 90. At 90 pulls, you get a 50-50 chance of getting the 5-star that you wanted, and at 180 pulls, you're guaranteed to get the 5-star that you wanted. So that was one of the key complaints from the very, very beginning, and it doesn't get addressed. One of the new key complaints, which wasn't like on day one, but it took people time to notice, is that the die system that is in the game, in all of the live streams before die system release, they said that the die system will be using materials. The die palettes inside the game use names for materials that are found inside the game. 1.3 version of the game used materials that were found inside the game to dye effectively a glorified cow, and we were promised that this was a intro or an example as to how the dye system is gonna work. When the dye system went to full release, what you actually need is paid currency. A lot of people are saying, oh, they released the dye system and they made like buying outfit evolutions completely pointless because you can dupe outfits by painting them as the evolution colors and you get like so much of this currency. Now, mind you, because the dye system has just released, there is like a currently ongoing event that gives you a lot of die unlocking currency. However, if you go for permanent ways of getting the currency to unlock die palettes on outfits, you will notice that specifically for 5-star outfits, the most of this currency that you can get for free is 15 a month. To give you some sort of ballpark, if you're painting a big piece like a top, a bottom, or a dress, a singular dye palette to unlock on a singular piece of the outfit will cost you 12 of that new currency. If you're dyeing an accessory, it will instead cost 2 per palette. But remember that this is like per piece. So you can either dye like several accessories, like at 15, Mirta's not great at math. You can dye like 7 accessories per month with a singular palette, and there's many palettes on an outfit. Or you can unlock like a singular palette on a bigger outfit piece like a dress per month. All of the other ways of getting this currency, especially for 5 stars, it is paid. You actually have to fork up quite a lot of money in order to get that. And that's people were saying that that's frankly quite bullshit. So while it wasn't there at the original demands, a very popular demand has become give us alternative ways of unlocking these dye palettes, especially considering that it feels like it was a feature that wasn't going to be monetized or wasn't going to be fully monetized, and then you changed your mind and monetized it. This doesn't talk about this. This doesn't like address it at all. Another thing that was a big talking point, which is I think more for like Europeans and Americans, is very, very scummy monetization practices really creeping into the game, such as displaying fake discounts, which is illegal in majority of countries. So you're gonna get like a bathtub and it will save like discounted from $50. It's only $10, but you can't get it for $50 anywhere anyway. So you slapped a fake discount to make it appear more appealing. Another thing that they were doing recently that people are quite mad about and would love them to address this is buying fake reviews on Steam, where we're actually at 54% positive, and people were mass reporting fake reviews. And when Steam removed fake reviews, they dropped to 47% positive. So there were quite a few of fake reviews that were bought for this game. And now they're buying more, like the droves and droves of bots giving it fake good reviews just keep on coming and people keep on reporting it. A lot of the community is quite upset about that. There are like all sorts of issues like that, together with the game being like advertised a lot more now, but like removed the star rating, trying to like show that everything is like completely fine and dandy and business as usual when the game is like practically on fire right now. There are a lot of very, very questionable bigger decisions that Infold is currently making that they have addressed in no way whatsoever. But the primary three to do with the game specifically is pity at 180, undo the story retcon entirely, so please reinstate the old tutorial, which is sort of addressed in this apology, but like not in fully, and give us other ways of unlocking dye palettes. There were also asks for the dye palettes to be for the whole set, the whole outfit, not just like one piece of the outfit, which also sounds quite reasonable because apparently that is how it is in their game Shining Nikki. Shining Nikki, when that released dye palettes, they were also like per outfit piece rather than from like a full outfit. And later it was changed because of the backlash, so people want it changed. those are like the three primary things that are like big things that the community is asking. And those are not really being addressed currently, but more like people are being given a vague promise that they're going to be addressed in the future in one way or another. And the thing is, with vague promises, people are not going to give you their trust until you actually perform that action, until you actually announce what you're, doing about it. So, on one hand, yay, they have communicated, which is like the bare minimum. Yes, they should have communicated with us. They should have communicated with us like so much sooner than this. Two, they're addressing bugs, and yay, they're delaying the next update for the game in order to take the time to properly address the bugs. That is absolutely something that should definitely happen. So, thumbs up for that. That is a great decision. That was supposed to be a decision that you made a long time ago. But everything else, it's kind of vague and it's kind of up in the air. And until it's no longer up in the air, people aren't really gonna give you your trust back. It has to be concrete and actionable, and we haven't seen it yet. And there's a lot of doubts flying around as to why this statement was released. Was it the upcoming blackout that's literally tomorrow? Was it the fact that you needed to say something before releasing new banners? What was it? What is it? Why are you like releasing a statement now when you were completely quiet for like 18 days straight? There is a lot of bad will towards the company because the players feel offended and insulted by this company. And this apology doesn't really address all of it. And the same sentiment can also be seen as on the Chinese side, with people kind of mocking it, like going, "What? We were beta testers, and all you're gonna pay us is like 8 pulse worth if we log in every single day from like this date to this date? Are you like for real?" That's your apology. So it's not just like the Western audience, but the Chinese audience that is fairly unhappy. And you can see this sentiment throughout all the posts happening right now. Like memes, proper compensation for the mess of 1.5 and the real apology. No. Some word vomit and small compensation for extending the patch instead so we can quickly promote our new banners. Yes. Like you can see that the community is not giving it a positive sentiment because so much trust has been destroyed and not enough was addressed with the address that they made. The reason Infold is still being silent is because they're waiting to see if people trickle back in. Don't let them win. Viva la girl caught. And remember the girl out tomorrow. After reading the most recent apology letter, we have to keep this up. The compensation is not enough, and the apology itself is avoidant and way too vague to garner any real trust. It's just a sentiment that's getting echoed over and over and over again. In other words, good that the company communicated, but honestly, just not enough. They did give vague statements of there are discussions behind the scenes. We are going to have this round table. We're going to like start addressing player concerns. We're going to be like integrating the new tutorial better. But it's something that's going to be happening in the future. And the goodwill will come back if it does happen in the future, which means that this kind of bad sentiment, bad feelings around the community will be probably flying for a couple more months. And if you can't take the negativity, honestly, I would suggest stepping away from social media platforms to deal with this company because players don't feel like they have been answered in the way that they should have been answered. So the situation continues going, if you get what I mean. So sorry for like a really unplanned video in the middle of your Sunday. I was gonna make it for Monday, but then I was like, you know what? Making it today because why not? I have to run because I have a call with my family And honestly, me releasing this instead of a stream for Monday is probably a good thing because, like, on Tuesday, I'm getting like a whole tooth surgery to extract another molar, and I will be like down 3 teeth in total, which is a bit scary. I haven't been feeling too good about it myself. I have been kind of down and upset because I am losing teeth, guys. It's like a big deal. Like, I'm not gonna die from it, but I am losing like major teeth, all because I had awful teeth from genetics, and a lot of my teeth had their nerves pulled when I was 14 because they were fixed that much. And honestly, like, my teeth were solid on the outside, but they were like mush on the inside. They weren't like developing properly. So the dentist did the best that they could. I did the best of that I could, but a dead tooth has a finite life expectancy. And then I've got crowns to cover up those dead teeth, but crowns have a finite life expectancy of about 10 years. So it is about the time when every crown that I had in my mouth is breaking, falling off, or other ways becoming unrepairable, and I am losing a lot of teeth in a very short period of time. The amount of teeth that I can possibly lose after this, already missing two and gonna be missing another, is probably two more because I have one crown and one dead tooth. The others, hopefully, have a life expectancy that's a bit longer than this, but it is like a major procedure. It is invasive, it is not nice, you feel like shit for a lot of time afterwards, and you also get self confidence issues. You can't eat all the foods that you would like to because you have reduced amount of teeth. There can be issues with even like facial feature cave-ins. You get kind of progressive, faster aging, so it's not a good thing all around, and I'm not feeling great about it. So not streaming tomorrow is probably like a good thing. So thank you, Infold, for timing this really, really well. I'm hoping I'm gonna see you all in my other videos. And thank you so much for my Patreon supporters for supporting all that I do and all the videos that I make. I hope I'm not gonna scare you off with like a Wednesday occult video. It is something that I do on my channel rarely when I feel the need to speak up on a topic that means a lot to me because I also moderate a couple of occult communities. I know that it's a bit of woo woo for most people, but this channel was always just like me rather than like a specific theme or like really focused on a singular game. I've been playing a lot of Palia recently. I want to talk about Palia. I have still like a lot of videos prepared about like cooking games and 2 Point Museum and 2 Point Museum loot box mechanics. My gaming content is like really broad and diverse, and I have like so many ideas of the things that I want to talk about. But after this drama settles down, we're also occasionally talking about Infinity Nikki on the regular now, I guess, because it kind of feels like I should. This is still a game that I'm like properly invested in, and this is not something that has finished, and it is like a thing that is still ongoing. Depending on how it finishes, if I think that the game is gonna shut down, or if I think that the game is gonna really do well again and my trust in it improves. So one extreme side of the scale or the other, I want to do like a full playthrough with that secondary account that I have. Mostly because with games that shut down that were dear to me, I tend to use that footage as preservation, and games that I love, like Oblivion Remastered, Oblivion, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, I do them on my channel passionately because it is something that I love and I want to share the joy. So, either way, when the situation resolves, the scales will tip one way or another. We're probably gonna play through the whole of Infinity Nikki together, and that is gonna be fun. So, thumbs up, stick around for that. Hopefully, I'm not finishing like Oblivion Remastered anytime soon. I stream like once a week for 3 to 4 hours. There's a lot of things in that game that I want to do, so this is gonna be like quite a couple of months in progress, which is fine because Infinity Nikki situation is also going around kind of slowly. It's a lot of things are still up in there, and a lot of things are worth looking at in the future when the game goes one way or another. So yeah, those are my plans for the future. I hope you're having a great Sunday. I hope you're gonna have a great Monday. I hope I'm still gonna see you in the weeks to come. If you like my content and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I love seeing that subscriber count go up. We recently hit 10,000 subscribers, which, guys, I ran this channel since I was like 16 years old, or like 15 turning 16. So I've been with this channel for like 15, 16 years almost. Like it's a long time. It's like a big thing for me. Like if that youngling me saw it, she would be like over the moon because she never expected anything like that to happen. So this is something that brings me joy to know that I'm engaging enough that so many people would give me their attention and would like listen to me talk about topics like this. It's amazing. Thank you all so, so, so much. So, yeah, if you like what this channel does, do please subscribe. I couldn't be happier. Otherwise, please express how you feel about this whole statement in the comment section down below. Sometimes the comment sections get like really big. I try to respond to all the comments that I can. Sometimes I can't like respond to all of them. I hope you understand, but I really really appreciate people sharing their stories and their input because it makes it feel like I'm not just talking to myself at a camera, but I'm actually interacting with people, which is what YouTube is about. So share your opinions freely. And thank you for watching if you're still here. Bye B. I hope I'm gonna see you the next time. Up, my horns are falling. Toodaloo.